Sloth has a confession today. Sloth does not love intense workouts, brutal diets, or waking up at 5 a.m. for motivational suffering. Sloth tried those things before. Sloth joined gyms, bought protein powder, downloaded apps, and then mysteriously disappeared 3 weeks later. Maybe this sounds familiar. You start motivated, you promise yourself transformation, then suddenly pizza appears and your discipline quietly evaporates. Sloth realized something important. The problem was never laziness. The problem was choosing strategies that required superhuman effort every single day. Humans are not robots. Humans are creatures that love comfort, snacks, and sitting on couches scrolling questionable fitness advice. So Sloth asked a dangerous question. What if fat loss worked better when you stopped trying so hard? Welcome to the philosophy of lazy fat loss. Maximum results, minimum wasted energy, and absolutely zero unnecessary suffering. First lazy rule. Stop trying to become a completely different person overnight. That plan fails faster than sloth running a marathon. People start diets like they're preparing for a superhero movie montage. Chicken, broccoli, sadness, repeat until mental collapse. Sloth tried this once. By day 4, Sloth was emotionally attached to a loaf of garlic bread. Instead, lazy fat loss starts with something boring but powerful. Tiny changes that require almost no willpower. For example, Sloth discovered the magical strategy called eating slightly less without noticing. Revolutionary, Sloth knows. Instead of starving heroically, Sloth simply shrinks portions a little, not dramatically, just enough that calories quietly disappear. Your brain barely notices, your stomach doesn't panic, and fat slowly begins packing its bags. The second lazy trick is even sneakier. Replace foods instead of deleting them completely. When people remove every fun food from life, their brain launches an emergency rebellion within approximately 48 hours. Sloth learned this after banning snacks and then accidentally eating half a pizza during a documentary about discipline. Instead of removing snacks, Sloth upgraded snacks. Greek yogurt instead of ice cream, fruit instead of candy sometimes. Notice the keyword sometimes. Sloth respects balance and emotional survival. Lazy fat loss works because it doesn't feel like punishment. Punishment diets eventually lose every psychological battle. Now let's talk about the gym, the place where motivation goes to dramatically die. Many people think fat loss requires 2-hour workouts filled with complicated exercises invented by extremely energetic influencers. Sloth respectfully declines this lifestyle. Sloth believes workouts should be efficient, simple, and slightly suspiciously easy. Here is Sloth's favorite lazy workout formula. 3 exercises, 20 minutes, done. Squats, pushing movement, pulling movement. Your entire body complains efficiently within a very short time frame. After 20 minutes, Sloth leaves the gym before motivation notices what just happened. The secret is frequency, not heroic suffering. Small workouts repeated consistently defeat giant workouts performed twice per month. Lazy fitness people understand something powerful. Consistency loves simplicity. Complexity destroys consistency immediately. If your workout requires a spreadsheet, 5 supplements, and perfect timing with the moon cycle, Sloth already left. But there is an even lazier fat loss tool. Walking. Yes, the exercise so easy people forget it counts. Walking burns calories slowly but relentlessly, like a polite little fat-burning machine that never complains. Sloth loves walking because it doesn't feel like exercise. It feels like existing slightly farther away from your couch. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, suddenly thousands of extra steps appear without dramatic life changes. This is the true lazy advantage. Small actions stacked together quietly produce big results. Meanwhile, extreme plans explode because they rely on constant motivation, which disappears faster than gym resolutions in February. Lazy fat loss removes the need for daily motivation. Systems replace motivation, and systems never wake up tired. For example, Sloth keeps healthier snacks visible and hides dangerous snacks behind mysterious kitchen obstacles. If cookies require effort to reach, Sloth suddenly becomes extremely disciplined. Amazing how that works. Humans follow the path of least resistance, so smart, lazy people simply redesign the path. Suddenly, healthy choices become automatic, and junk food requires a heroic quest through the kitchen. Sloth calls this environmental laziness. Let your surroundings do the hard work instead of your willpower. Another lazy trick is eating more protein, not because it sounds impressive, but because it quietly kills hunger. Protein keeps you full longer, which means fewer accidental snack adventures later in the evening. Sloth discovered this after replacing one carb-heavy breakfast with eggs and realizing lunchtime stopped screaming so loudly. When hunger stays calm, fat loss becomes dramatically easier without feeling like constant survival mode. And here is a funny truth. Many people fail fat loss simply because they're always tired. Poor sleep turns humans into snack-seeking zombies wandering the kitchen at midnight searching for emotional carbohydrates. Sloth respects sleep deeply. Sleep is the laziest fat loss strategy that secretly fixes everything. 8 hours of sleep improves hunger control, energy, workouts, and decision-making without any heroic effort. So yes, the first secret of lazy fat loss might simply be going to bed earlier like a responsible sloth. Sloth used to think sleep was laziness. Turns out, sleep is actually elite recovery disguised as a cozy blanket strategy. When sleep improves, hunger hormones calm down and the midnight refrigerator negotiations mysteriously become less persuasive. Now let Sloth reveal another lazy fat loss trick. Eat slowly, ridiculously slowly. Fast eating confuses your brain. Your stomach sends fullness signals late, like slow internet during an important video call. When you slow down, your brain finally receives the message, "Hey, we are full. Stop attacking the pasta." Sloth practices something called strategic chewing, which mostly means putting the fork down and pretending to be civilized. This tiny habit alone can quietly remove hundreds of calories without counting a single number. Lazy fat loss loves invisible progress. The best strategies work quietly while you continue living normal human life. Compare that to extreme diets where every meal feels like solving a stressful math equation. Sloth believes calories should disappear gently, not through dramatic starvation scenes worthy of reality television. Another powerful lazy move is simply increasing protein and fiber together. This combination is the ultimate appetite bodyguard. Fiber slows digestion, protein increases fullness, and suddenly your brain stops planning emergency snack missions every 2 hours. Sloth calls this the stay full longer strategy, because the less hungry you feel, the less discipline you need. And remember, discipline is useful, but relying on it every day is like relying on motivation to wake up early forever. Lazy systems are stronger than heroic willpower. Systems quietly repeat success while your brain relaxes. One of Sloth's favorite systems is the default meal strategy. Breakfast and lunch stay mostly the same every day. Why? Because decision fatigue is real, and tired brains make terrible food choices around 9 p.m. When meals are predictable, calories stay predictable, and fat loss becomes boringly consistent. Boring is good. Boring habits build impressive bodies, while dramatic plans burn out quickly. Now let's talk about the most misunderstood fat loss weapon, strength training. Many people fear lifting weights because they imagine complicated routines requiring athletic enthusiasm and 3 motivational playlists. Sloth approaches strength training differently. Lift a few heavy things, rest, repeat later. Minimal drama required. Muscle is extremely useful because it increases the calories your body burns every day, even while resting. Which means, yes, technically your muscles burn energy while you sit on the couch watching videos from Fit Sloth. If that isn't the laziest metabolism upgrade imaginable, Sloth does not know what is. 2 or 3 short strength workouts per week can slowly build muscle while keeping your routine manageable. Remember the lazy rule: the best workout is the one you actually repeat for months. Consistency turns small efforts into serious transformation over time. Fat loss is rarely dramatic. It is usually quiet, slow, and slightly boring. But one day you look in the mirror and suddenly wonder where your old belly quietly disappeared. That moment feels magical, even though the process was simply small habits repeated hundreds of times. Lazy fat loss is not about shortcuts. It is about removing unnecessary struggle from the equation. When the system is easy, you keep doing it. When you keep doing it, results eventually become unavoidable. Sloth learned this after years of failing complicated fitness plans designed for extremely motivated superheroes. Sloth is not a superhero. Sloth is an efficiency expert with limited enthusiasm for unnecessary suffering. And if Sloth can slowly build a healthier body using lazy strategies, you probably can too. The secret is patience. Real fat loss happens across months, not during one heroic week of broccoli and despair. Think of it like slowly steering a giant ship instead of trying to teleport to your destination. Small course corrections eventually lead to a completely different destination. Eat slightly better, move slightly more, sleep properly, lift occasionally, repeat without drama. Congratulations, you are now practicing elite lazy fat loss. And if this lazy philosophy feels refreshingly realistic, you might enjoy the other strange wisdom shared here on Fit Sloth. Sloth spends an unreasonable amount of time studying efficient fitness strategies so you don't waste energy on nonsense. So if you like smarter fitness instead of harder suffering, consider subscribing to Fit Sloth for future lazy gains. Together we can outsmart fat loss instead of fighting it every day. Remember, the goal is not exhausting perfection. The goal is sustainable progress that survives real life. Because real life contains birthdays, pizza, vacations, and mysterious late-night snacks. Lazy fat loss works because it allows those moments while keeping the overall system moving forward. So, relax, take a walk, eat something sensible, and trust the slow process. Sloth promises that sometimes the smartest way to get fit is simply refusing to make fitness unnecessarily hard.